So, any questions?
What have you seen from Ivan Pace, especially in the last week or so?
Ivan's doing a lot of good things. In the meetings, in the walkthrough, in practice. I thought he played well in the game last week. Our message to him is just to continue to string good days together. But just his ability to pick up the playbook. He had the green dot last week. He did a good job kind of communicating the calls out to the rest of the defense. That's continued this week. And then, he's fast, he's tough. He plays a physical style. He's doing a lot of good things. Again, still, it's not early as it was a week ago. We have a lot more information, but he's doing a lot of good things, and we're excited about him.
Coach, how much of your install has been completed, and would you say that you guys are just scratching the surface of what you can do this season?
A lot of it's in, but playbooks are always evolving. For me, I'm constantly looking at what other teams are doing. We try to be creative in our defensive meeting rooms based on what our players do well. How do we create more situations for more guys to do what they do well more often? So the playbook's kind of always evolving, and if there's an idea that comes from a player or a coach, I'm very open to installing something brand new. And maybe that thing that's brand new is something that we run all year, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's for a game or specific game. Maybe it's just for one specific situation. But I think a playbook's ever evolving. And like I said, I'm one who samples. So if I see something I like as I'm watching a game, a Monday night or a Sunday night or a Thursday night, or a Pop Warner game. My sons just started Pop Warner the other day. If they do something, in their 9-man football that I think is, worthy of installing, I'll put it in.
Brian, you have confidence in Jordan and Harry to let them sometimes call some of the plays out there. How beneficial is that, not only for the guys, but in your teachings that way?
Yeah, I talk about them taking, it's not my defense, it's theirs. So I want them to take ownership, and I think a good way to do that is let them call it sometimes. So we've done that a few times in practice. Sometimes it's been good. Sometimes it's been, most of the time it's been good. Let's call it that. But there's always good conversation afterwards. I think it's good for them to kind of get into the mindset of a play caller and kind of think about, what they would want to do in certain situations. Who does what best, and I think when you can get as many guys thinking about it from that standpoint, not just, hey, coach called this, I got to do this, this, and this, and kind of think of it like we do as coaches. You sit in a meeting and you say, player X does this well, player Y does this well. How do we get them to do the things they do well in a cohesive manner for one play? So that's I think it's good for them to kind of think that way. And then that way they can have some input on what we do from a week-to-week basis.
Quite as planned. It's not an "I told you so" moment, right?
No.
How do you work those moments?
Yeah, it doesn't always go as planned when I call it. So it's never an "I told you so." It's more of a learning experience, more of a like I said, a learning experience where here's. If we get that, opportunity again, we've learned something, and we make a different call, and this is what we call, this is why we call it, and you, in that instance, we have the experience of whatever situation that was to say, hey, we did it before, that didn't work, but this would probably be better, and that's what you put in.
What do you see from Marcus Davenport that allows him to rush from the outside or the inside? What are the different challenges for that?
He's a smart player, first and foremost. I think he understands the game and fronts, pass protection, run blocking schemes. And then, he's just a physical, very physical player. Uses his hands well. He's got length. So whether it's outside, whether it's inside, whether it's on the center. I think he's flexible enough to move spots. Again, that allows us to put some other guys in some different spots and get the best 11 on the field. So, I've been very pleased with him, like a lot of guys.
Really deep safety room. How hard is it to keep Theo Jackson off the field? Because it seems like he's excelling everywhere you put him.
Yeah, Theo's doing a really nice job. We've got him moving around, playing a lot of spots. You're right, it is a deep room. But, we've got some 3 safety packages, some 4 safety packages. Maybe we'll put in another package. We're always going to try to get the best players on the field. But not every situation calls for 4 or 5 safeties in the game. So I think our players, they know that there's a lot of competition in that room. There's a lot of depth in that room. And they push each other, And I think it's a really good room. I enjoy kind of watching DJ's, Durante Jones' interactions with them. I think he's done a great job of getting them to learn different positions because learning those other positions may create a situation where they're on the field in, as a linebacker or as a nickel or as a defensive end if it calls for that. So, and they're all willing to do that and smart enough to do that. So it's been fun. And Theo's obviously doing a good job as well. No, he got dinged up down there. I think it was in a one-on-one. I have not.
Thought of Andrew Booth just throughout this entire camp and where he is now.
I think he's done a good job. We had a nice play today in the end zone. He had some ups, some downs in camp like everybody. He missed a couple days, but he came right back and had some plays in the game that didn't go so well, but I think he's learned from them. I think a big thing we try to tell all our guys is we want to play to our strengths. He does a good job at the line of scrimmage. He tackles well. He does a lot of good things. We need to just continue to play to our strengths and keep stringing good days together. And I think he's doing that. I think he's doing a lot of good things.
Thank you.
Again, sorry for keeping you guys.